General Vorntesh had conquered 17 star systems. He had destroyed 3 civilizations and subjugated a dozen more. His military strategy was flawless, his tactical mind legendary across the known galaxy. Nothing could stop the Krillian Empire. Until Earth. The battle had raged for 3 days across the neutral station designated Research Outpost 7. Vorntesh's elite forces, genetically enhanced warriors bred specifically for combat, had the humans pinned down in the medical sector. Victory was inevitable. The human soldiers were wounded, exhausted, desperate. Vorntesh emerged from his command vessel, ready to accept the surrender personally. It was a point of honor. A warrior's privilege. What he saw confused him. The humans emerged from the medical bay, not with nurses or support staff, but with their medical personnel. The doctors. The healers. And every single one of them was armed. "Halt," commanded Captain Sarah Chen, the station's chief medical officer. Her surgical mask hung around her neck, her white coat splattered with blood, some of it enemy blood. In her hands was a military-grade plasma rifle. Beside her stood Dr. James Morrison, the trauma surgeon, carrying an assault weapon with the same competence he wielded a scalpel. Next to him, the medical orderlies formed a defensive line, each one armed and trained. Vorntesh's translator struggled to process the scene. "Your healers are combat soldiers?" "No," Captain Chen replied, her voice steady. "We're doctors. We save lives. But today, we're defending them." The Krillian general had studied human biology extensively. Humans were fragile. Slow. Physically inferior to his warriors in almost every measurable way. Yet somehow, they had held this station for 72 hours. And now their medical personnel were positioning themselves as a final defensive line. It made no strategic sense. "Why do your medics carry guns?" Vorntesh demanded, genuinely bewildered. Dr. Morrison stepped forward. "Because on Earth, we have a saying, do no harm. But we also have another principle, we protect our own. You don't get to hurt our people and walk away." The general's eyes narrowed. "You are healers. Healers do not fight." "Wrong," Captain Chen said. "Human healers have fought throughout our history. We stood at the barricades. We treated the wounded while bullets flew. We've always been willing to become soldiers when protecting life required it. We're not separate from the fight, we're part of it." Vorntesh realized something then, something that shook the foundations of his military understanding. Human culture didn't separate roles into rigid categories. A healer could also be a warrior. A scientist could be a soldier. They were fluid. Adaptable. Every human could shift into whatever role survival demanded. "You will lose," Vorntesh stated, though something in his voice wavered. "Maybe," Captain Chen acknowledged. "But you'll lose more getting through us. And every soldier we save today might save someone tomorrow. Every life we preserve might change the course of this war. You're counting bodies. We're counting possibilities." The firefight was brutal and brief. The humans' medical staff, trained in emergency protocols and crisis management, fought with a desperation that surprised even hardened Krillian warriors. They weren't the best marksmen. They didn't have the most advanced tactics. But they fought with something the Krillian had never quite understood, purpose beyond conquest. Vorntesh took a plasma bolt to the chest. As he fell, he watched Captain Chen immediately break from the defensive line. She ran toward him, toward the enemy general, to render aid. Even in death, Vorntesh was confused. The Krillian forces withdrew that day. Not out of defeat, but out of something more troubling, the realization that they were fighting an enemy that operated by rules they couldn't comprehend. Where healers were warriors. Where mercy and combat coexisted. Where preservation of life was more important than conquest. In his final moments, Vorntesh whispered a question that would echo through Krillian military academies for centuries. Why do their medics carry guns? The answer, no one would fully understand, was simply this: because they are human. And humans protect what matters.